What are you creating for your life? What do you want to feel like? Who do you want to be? What do you want life to feel like? Like, what do you want life to feel like? Think about it. This is your life. It's yours. Hello, and welcome to the forest. I am, first of all, super excited to be sharing this with you today, as it's something that has just absolutely changed my life and just really changed my day. Like, my life, yes, but my day. It's made my days better, more intentional, and kind of just like put me on the right path. And then second of all, I'm excited to be sitting in the forest. It is October in Southern California and the Santa Ana winds are moving through. And whenever that happens, it gets really hot and the wind is hot. And so inside is like unbearable right now without air conditioning. And so it's really nice to just be in the forest. I feel like the forest is a place that calls for my attention and my listening. And when I sit down and talk to a camera and talk to people who will watch us in the future, it's a lot of me talking, and so to be able to sit in a place where I just feel like I'm listening to my surroundings at the same time is really beautiful. And so I'm just excited to be in the forest today, and excited to share this with you because, like I said, it's been game-changing for me. Staying clear on my intentions has absolutely transformed my life. I've always been a dreamer and known, that I wanted something bigger and wanted to work towards something. But for so long, I felt like my life was so far away from the life of my dreams. And the person I saw myself becoming felt like it was so far away from my daily habits. And when it comes to the life of our dreams or the person that we want to become or just like the deepest version of ourselves, a lot of it is recognizing that that version is something that's already within us. It's just something that we get to deepen with and learn with and grow with. And so the habits that I'm having in my daily life are a direct reflection of the intention that I have for my life coming up. And so today I just wanted to really share with you the importance of setting intentions on a daily basis and knowing where you're going and how to formulate that. And then also the daily things that I do every single day that help really reinforce that. Firstly, I think it's so important to just be open to the flow of life and know that life is always changing and we can't predict the exact direction that we're going in. And so that's why I think it's so important to focus on the feeling of what we want, because the exact job that we want might change, or the people that we're around might change, or the location that we live in might change. But the feeling of what we want is something we get to grow with and continue developing our whole life. And that feeling is what I focus on, as opposed to like the actual physical things of like, I want to live here, I want to do this. It's more of like, I want to feel like this. And before I started doing the things that I'm going to share with you, I felt like I was kind of just like flowing through my life. It felt like I was just walking on a treadmill instead of actually walking forward. And it's a really beautiful balance with being intentional of knowing what you're growing towards, and also knowing that today you have the full opportunity to be the exact person you want to be and just feel the way that you want to feel. Circumstances will change and it'll take time to grow into the actual physicality of what we want. But what we do have is the opportunity to feel the way that we want to feel today and know what we're growing towards. So that's a huge thing. It's just like still enjoying today and being present for it, and knowing that the depth of your highest joy is in today. It's not in the future, it's in right now. I also found that as I deepened with my intentions for my life and who I wanted to grow into, some of the habits that I had that didn't necessarily line with it, like really little things, like I used to bite the inside of my mouth out of like being anxious or just being unsure of myself, and it just became this habit. Or I used to pick at my split ends a lot in my hair. And those kind of things, when I started being really intentional with my life and with what I wanted to create for myself and with what I wanted to be today, those things just fell away because I was continually asking myself the question of, would the deepest part of myself be doing this? And in every situation, even when it was hard, asking myself how I could show up in the best way of myself. And so I'm super excited to share this. It's changed the game for me. I do this every single morning, and I feel just so much more focused and intentional with my goals. So there's two things that I do that I wanted to share. They're both important in different ways, but I feel like the first one is so foundational because it really gets you clear on what you do want for your life. Because I feel like sometimes things can feel cloudy when we're focused on, again, like the physical outcome of what we want. But when we get clear on the feelings of what we want, life will take us in the direction we need to go to just follow that feeling. And almost the destination doesn't matter because we get to feel our highest excitement of what we want to feel. And so the first thing that I did, honestly, pretty recently, it was like a couple of months ago, and this just like put everything into one place of what I was already calling in, but just having this like changed the game. And so I made I don't want to call it a vision board because I don't think it's really that. It's kind of that, but it's like a very simple, you get to decide what it is type of vision board. I'd like to keep the picture of this to myself because it's a very personal thing that I reflect on every single morning. But I will share with you the whole thing of it. I'm just not going to share the picture of it. But basically on a piece of paper, just a normal sized piece of paper, it's watercolor paper so I can paint on it. I sat down with myself and I thought about what are the 4, and I narrowed it down to 4. You can narrow it down to however many you want, but 4 for me feels like a good number to focus on. What 4 visions for my life am I creating? So not necessarily, again, the physical things, but what is the highest expression of what I'm creating for myself? What I mean by that is, and I'll use the example of money because I know that's probably a very common one that people are calling more into their life or stuff like that. Instead of focusing on wanting money for your life, focus on the highest expression of that which you want. So the highest expression of money, the reason why most people want money is for freedom of resources, freedom of time. And so using 4 words that kind of encompass everything that you want in that, and words that are so powerful and just make you so excited about it. So for me, and I'm sharing these words with you mostly to give you an example of what you can pick, but it's so important for you to pick words that really ignite excitement within you and pull in a visualization of what you want for your life. And I'm sharing my words because I think it's a good example, but again, they have to be your own words. It has to be your own excitement. It gets to be. And so, yeah. The first word that I chose was, and these are current ones, I think I'll probably grow into new ones, but this is my current vision for my life today and right now with what I'm calling in. The first one that I chose was travel. And the reason why I chose that word is because for me, it doesn't just encompass the times when I'm traveling or on vacation. It also encompasses the times when I'm home, the times when I'm in Los Angeles, the in-between moments of traveling, because I've set this new intention where I'm I want to travel once a month. So the times when I'm home then become so much more fruitful because I really appreciate the times that I have at home, as opposed to being I wish I was in nature, I wish I was doing this. It makes me appreciate my home base so much more when I'm traveling and having the opportunity to go places. So travel for me, that word personally carries so much excitement, and not even in the physical sense of it, just everything it encompasses. The adventure of life, the flow of life, the freedom of life, the moment to moment feeling of life, the opportunity to just experience the earth. All of these things for me are encompassed in the word travel. So I picked the word travel because it's the highest expression of what I feel it's a life of adventure. The next word that I wrote down was rise. And it's something that I've been working on a lot, probably the past 6 months, but really just getting centered within myself in front of other people and being able to show up as myself in the deepest way, not worrying about what other people think necessarily, but just being able to show up as Chelsea and be centered and balanced in that. And so the word rise for me just makes me immediately think of me standing tall with my feet on the earth and just standing tall in the storm and knowing who I am. And so rise is the highest expression of what I'm calling in to be in my own life. The other one that I wrote down was love. And for me, this means so many things, but in the way I wrote it down for today, it just means deepening my relationship with the community of people around me, with my friends, with my family, and not only that, but with myself, and just like living with warmth in my heart every day, like just feeling so surrounded by love. And then the last word that I wrote down was art. And for me, when I think of art, like actual true art, it doesn't have to do with the amount that's put out. It has to do with having the absolute spaciousness in life, the time spaciousness, the energy spaciousness to just be able to create something beautiful, be able to create whatever I want, be able to create from a reflection of joy and peace and understanding, and for me, a life that is fully at ease. And so art doesn't just encompass the actual creation of art, it encompasses a life that's at ease. It encompasses a life that has enough time and spaciousness to have reflections and put it onto paper. And so that's why I picked that word. And so I did that like in 4 corners of the page, and then in the middle I wrote down visions that I'm creating for my life. But actually, now when I read it to myself, I read visions that I'm deepening in my life, because again, it's so easy to externalize our dreams for ourselves, but recognizing that in every day, every moment, these words are a part of my life and can be in a deeper way. Even if I'm not on vacation, the feeling of travel and adventure can be within my day in every moment. Even if I'm not like in the exact career that I want to do, or, you know, in the exact situation that I want to be in, the word rise can still be in my life. Even if I'm having a really tough day or having some issues in a friendship or something, the word love can still be a part of my day. And the word art can still be a part of my day, even if I don't create any art. It's like the feeling of those words, knowing that in every moment I have them. I have that expression already within me. And so every morning is an opportunity to really set that intention and create it in my life. And to really sit with, what are you creating for your life? What do you want to feel like? Who do you want to be? What do you want life to feel like? Like, what do you want life to feel like? When do you feel best? Think about it. Think about it so deeply, have fun with it, and then from that place, come up with a couple of words that really carry that feeling within them. And you can choose whatever you'd like: freedom, excitement, nature, like anything that really reminds you of what your highest and most joyful experience of life would be like. Pick that word. The air is so dry today. And then draw. Have fun. Make your little like vision board, whatever you want it to be. Just draw pictures that kind of invoke that feeling. I did little subcategories, which I kind of shared with you, of words that also are encompassed within the main word. Like for travel, ease, earth, adventure, flow, freedom. Just like little reminder words in case you're not remembering that main word that you picked, just like little reminder ones that encompass all of it. So every single morning, I take between 1 hour to 2.5 hours of time with myself to do my morning practice of yoga and meditation and checking in with the energy in my body and making sure I'm feeling balanced, and then journaling and sitting with this vision board and just reading it, talking to myself about the words, how I can bring them into my day. And I'll touch on another thing in a little bit that I also bring into that routine. But yeah, just every single morning, giving my day direction and knowing that even if I'm not doing the exact thing physically that I want to do as like a dream in the future, that this is a step in the chapter on the way there. And because of that, I get to deepen these words that I'm calling in for my life. And so it's super important for me to sit with this every single morning so that I go into my day already knowing. And then beyond that, you know, if I come into a situation where I become unfocused or uninspired, I just repeat those words in my head and I'm instantly reminded of the way I want life to feel and the person that I want to be. And it makes me so much more inspired, and it's given me so much more direction. So that's kind of my main thing, is just coming up with those four words. And like I said, even if you know the general direction of where you want your life to go, just really focusing on like excitement of what you want life to feel like, and then focusing on those words every day, it'll start to kind of come into your life more. Instead of putting your dreams out into the future, recognize where you can begin to feel this today. in the little moments of your day or the things that you're working on, how you can bring those words into your day, into your life, and really going from the feeling of wanting to call something into your life to knowing that you're deepening something that's already within you. So rather than trying to bring something in, you know that it's already here, and so you just deepen it. It's already here, and you just deepen it. And then this is kind of something that I think I'll make a whole nother video on sometime, but I just wanted to mention it because it's also super important for staying on top of my intentions and making sure that I'm just living the absolute life of my dreams, even if I don't have everything in the physical that I dream of. And I've talked about this a little bit before, but I've never touched on how I actually journal. But journaling is so important to me nowadays. So I have made videos actually doing this before, but I thought I would share it in case you haven't seen those videos. But every single time I start a new journal, I kind of sit down with the vision that I'm deepening in my life or creating for my life or calling in for my life. And I paint it on my journal because I think it's a really good reminder every time in the morning when I pick up my journal to see a representation of what I'm growing into. It's super nice. So I have actually videos where I paint my journal and talk about the intentions that I'm creating for my life. And there will be a new one coming out very soon because I'm almost done with this journal. But the way I journal is really important to me. It's so important. Basically, in short, I only journal positive things, even if I'm growing through something or something is difficult. The way that I write about it is about how the process of I'm moving through it, about the intention that I'm bringing to it, about the lesson that it's teaching me. And everything that I write about is in present tense because it's knowing that there doesn't need to be any time outside of right now for me to have and feel exactly the way that I want to feel. And so I only write positive things because everything that I write is an affirmation. And so I will be honest about if I'm moving through something, but I'll write it in a way that's like a pep talk to myself and knowing that I can grow through it and knowing that everything is an opportunity to grow. The main focus of my journaling experience is journaling with presence and gratitude. Journaling with knowing that today has all the medicine I need to heal. It has all of the joy I need to feel and so much gratitude for just all experiences of life. And I feel like just changing the way I journal and journaling like this consistently has helped change the way that I talk to myself in my head, how I talk to other people, and just the way that I look at life in general. Because it's constantly reinforcing to me that every difficulty, every hard thing, every easy thing, like every moment of life is an opportunity to grow. And it's also such a blessing. And so I feel like journaling with intention and joy has really rewired the way that I look at life. And so that's why I wanted to share it today. I think maybe I'll do like a more in-depth video in the future about journaling, but I just wanted to share that little bit about journaling. So yeah, that is something that I've been doing lately that has really changed the game for me. It has made me so much more excited about my days. It has made me so much more focused in my life. And I feel like the main thing is that it's made me realize that there's nothing that is outside of today. I am such a dreamer and always focused on the next big vision for my life and wanting this. And with being that way, it can sometimes create unhappiness in thinking that what I want is always outside of today. And so setting my intentions for the day has made me so much more present in my life because it's made me realize that what I want isn't a feeling, it's not an actual thing. And so if I amplify my experience of life with more joy, more good feelings, and just more of what I want, the actual physicality of it doesn't matter. Just know that everything you could ever want is right here, right now, in this moment, even when life is hard. Let yourself feel the beauty and magic of just being alive and knowing that you are already the person that you've always wanted to be. You're already that incredible, kind, warm-hearted, strong human that you've always wanted to be. It's already within you. All you have to do is put it into practice. And remember to just enjoy the flow of life. focus on the feeling, not on the physical, and be open to the fact that life changes and we have no idea how to predict the great things that are going to come into our life. And so have a direction, know the feeling, and then just be in the flow of life, be in the enjoyment of life. It's such a beautiful balance between the structure and the flow. Find your own with it, because we're all the different humans, and I was really excited to share this because it really helped me. So let me know what your 4 words are. I'd love to hear them. I am always looking for powerful words to just put into my intentions. So I'd be so excited to just hear what your words are of what you're calling in for your life and what you can deepen with in your life, I should say. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself, and I hope you know that you just deserve to be so joyful and so happy. You deserve all the freedom in the world. Yeah, just get clear on what you want and ask for it and create it, and it's yours. And thank you so much for listening. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourself, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day today.